Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I was going through my 6x6 designer series paper, and I've got quite a lot really, and I've put them in alphabetical order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lots of 6x6 designer series paper, only because I've cut some of it down, and in the front of here I keep all my scraps. So I thought, well, we do need to use up these bits as well. So I chose the Broadway birthday, Broadway bound I think it's called, designer series paper, and these are all 1/4" strips. And I thought, oh, we've done the herringbone, and I thought, what else could we do with these? Because they need to be used up, because I hate waste, and I've never been one. I mean, some people would look at that and go, what really? What can I do with that? Well, I'm going to show you what you can do with that in a minute. So let me show you my card. It's a little bit basic, but it's another way of using up your scraps. So this time I've taken my Whisper White, I've scored it, and most of them I've got a score line. So these are a 1/4", all of them. I've made sure, because I've cut some down as well, that were, yeah, they're oh no, they're 1/2", sorry, not 1/4" strips, they're 1/2" strips. So I'm going to use these. So, but well, first of all, get your Whisper White, grab your score tool, and if you like me, I've put a red line down the centre of mine. So I'm going to go from tip to tip. Keep them in the scoring line. You can see that? And I'm going to score right along that 6" line. I'm going to use the large side, but I'm going to come off. That's perfect. Now I'm going to score every 5/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to score, because I want that nice score line in between. Oh, now I'm lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and score. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and score. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flip it round, put it back in point to point, and again I'm going to score every 5/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait there now. See, I can't do it. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's 7/8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8.5. So you've got the indented, like, turn it over now. You've got the raised lines. Absolutely beautiful. Just my way of adding a little bit of texture. That way you stretch your pieces out even further, so you can make even more cards. I mean, don't go looking for the longest strip now and go, oh, look at that, it won't fit all the way. Don't worry, because what we're going to do is, we're going to start off, and we've got that little space there. I like that. So we're not going to have anything in the corner. We don't want to butt up tight to the corner. We want to lay those 1/4", those 1/2" strips in the centre of each one of those lines, like that. So you've got a gap, and you can see the score line as well. Beautiful. But what happens when we come to a small piece? Say, let me find a really dutty piece in here. There, like this one. I mean, you can choose either side, doesn't matter if the balloon shirt, and say you're on this long piece here, so you're going to add that there. You're like, oh my god. But then you're going to grab another piece, and we're just going to continue on. And we're going to leave a little gap in between that one as well. And then, oh my gosh, another piece. So we're going to grab some more, and if we can find a smaller piece, or even gold even, we could even do that. Slide that up. Nice little gap in between, so you can see either side of the score line. Got a bit of the green going on, and then a bit more of the gold going on. So I would just stick to one lot of designer series paper, unless you want to add bits of everything. So it's entirely up to you. You can pick another piece of red then, you've got to come over the lines for the trimming off. So simple. And then just go back, find something else. I've got some spots going on here as well, and join them and give a gap in between. And it's just amazing what you could do your stripes going down like that and then turn it over, or you can do them horizontally, you can do them vertically. It's entirely up to you. Anything to use up these little bits of scrap paper. I mean, this is going to fit on the end of there beautifully, or even in there, maybe not so quite, but we can find another piece that will fit in there, and we're just going to build it that way. So we're going to get some, I'm going to put them strips to there, because I like them. I like this little bit of grey that's going on here, which is the opposite side of the numbers. You could have the numbers showing, or you can have the grey showing. Just pick out some nice pieces. I love the candles. I just love this designer series paper. There's plenty of, I'm loving the dots. And then on the other side, you've got bits of the cake. You can have them which way round you want. Just pick out some fabulous colours and designs. So we've got candles, we've got stripes, we've got spots, we've got dots, we've got a bit of the grey, we want some of the gold, if you can find some more of the gold going on. What's on the back of the gold? Oh, it's like a pinstripe it is. Is that it? No. But don't worry, if you know, just use the bits you've got. We've got candles, I like the candles. Is there any more of that gold? Whoops, another bit of grey there, really nice. More spots and dots. I've only seemed to have, let me just, I don't think I've got any more scraps in here because I've pulled them all out. I've put them in order. So there's my animal outing one. That'd be great for kids. Then you've got this beautiful, this stuff. Look at that paper. One way, then another. Maybe even have a bit of this in there as well. Absolutely beautiful. Then you got Petal Parade, the Pot and Petal Promenade. Oh, look, see another piece of that gorgeous paper. That can go in there with that. Just pick your designs. And then we've got the tropical sheep going on. That piece needs to be in the back of there because I'm trying my best to keep them in order. And just trim them. Oh gosh, there's a big piece of that one. It's got hats on. Oh, it's just more dots. And that one's more candles. But they're good sized pieces. I would use them on, I wouldn't strip them down. I'd use them on a card. That's why they're staying in there. But these little bits, these are all, you don't even have to stick to small pieces. You can add just blocks of DSP. Put some lines in the back. You know, do a bit of swapping around and, you know, just use up your scraps. Everybody's got them. Everybody realises that they can't use them all sometimes. So just keep turning them around, filling in the spaces. You know, you've got some little crocodiles going on here. You know, amazing pieces of cardstock. Don't let them go to waste. You know, it's just so pretty, the stuff is. We've got more colours. Just add blocks. Throw in some score lines. Absolutely wonderful. You know, this will be on another card. I'll show that probably at another stage. But yeah, honestly, absolutely have so much fun making. Just have a day of using up your scraps, making cards, adding different sentiments. So let me find my Broadway bound. See, now these are full pieces. Do I want to cut into them? I may cut into this one just for a couple of, you know, give me two more lengths maybe because I want a bit more of the gold on there. But absolutely, look at that. And if I cut that way, I can have a green stripe going through there. You know, you've got these absolutely beautiful papers. And these are full sizes. Look, I've got the words, the numbers on there, the back to it. I can, you know, I could perhaps fussy cut some of these numbers out to put on the card to use as an aged birthday. But you've got these beautiful candles. You've got the stripes and the balloons. And then you've got those beautiful hats and dots. So I'm just going to pinch a couple of slices just so I can carry on with this card. Because I don't really, and it's already been cut down a little bit, so I'm going to cut two one way and two the other, and then I'm going to put it back in my tub because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I know this metal bit here is 1/2 inch. So what I do is just make sure it's on top and bottom, and slice, and there's my 1/2 inch. I like that. I like it that way as well. So I'm going to have two that way. And then I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to have it that way as well. So I've got a bit of the green and a bit of the white, and the stripes are running the right way. I probably won't need them all, but I might be able to make 2 cards with it. But you do see a lot of people saying, I hoard this, I hoard that. Well, no need to hoard it anymore. You can make cards with it. So I'm going to pop that back now into my scraps tub, in there with that other paper, and I know I've got enough there to make full-on cards with that. And then I can put my designer series paper back in at a slant. I mean, some of these have still got bits in the front. They're the bigger pieces though. The smaller bits go in there. You've got the geared up garage. You can do the herringbone style, or you can just do this style, or do blocks even. But have fun with your scraps. Have a date. Don't even use your best cardstock if you don't want to, because you're going to be covering it anyway. If you do the herringbone style, you can use anything. I like the Whisper White for this because I've got those score lines going on as well. I'm sorry about the light. The sun is blaring outside. So all you need now is your glue of your choice. I'm going to be using this one because it gives me a little bit of wiggle space. It's a very good glue. But look, see those long strips I just cut off? Maybe I will get that now as a full strip. No, but I can continue it on. I just love that gold stripe. I think it's absolutely beautiful with a glint of stars running through it. Or even turning it over now in that beautiful green. I mean, you could do all the foils on one side, you know, and keep all the metallic sides to one card. And then you could do another card with all the backs. You know, add the pieces of the cake, have the stripes, not the stripes, have the stars here like that. And you could have all gold one side and all colour the other side. You know, it's entirely up to you. So, or just mix and match like I'm going to do now. So let's get those little pieces we had. There's that tiny little bit of green. It's got a balloon on it, and it doesn't matter which way round they go. They're just scrap pieces of paper. So where do we have? Yes. No, that wasn't it. Where's the other piece? Well, we could have this one on long. Make beautiful candles. And I'm going to run them that way, because this is the way my card is going to be. And then I'm going to have a bit of green in there. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go back to that tiny little bit of stripe. Just lay them down, have fun. Doesn't matter where you start either. You know, start at the edge, start at the middles, work your way out. It's entirely up to you. But I'm glad I've got a bit of that green. I've even got some dots going on. I'm going to move the dot. I'm going to have the black and the green together. So what I'm going to do is just add my glue. In the same sort of stripe that I would do if I was making sure I've got distance between my score lines as well. Again, that will add a little bit more texture. Let me show you that now. You can see I've got the score line there, the score line there, and I've got a tiny little bit of a gap either side. Beautiful. Use your bone folder just to get the air out, because you don't want it to come undone. You get your scissors, you can keep your scissors at the ready, or you can do it all at the end with a trimmer. I like to take it off as I'm going, because you know that little piece there now? That would save me having to cut you know, a smaller piece again, or I can switch that around and have my little hats on the go. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. But I'm only going to add the glue to the middle of the cardstock. I'm going to put some scrap down, because I don't mind gluing to a bit of scrap rather than my pad. So again, I've got a little gap there, I've got that little gap there, right up until that score line. Like I said, don't mind a bit of glue. You can use your mat here if you want. You got silicone mat here if you want to, but for the amount of what we're doing, I'm just going to put them straight in my little tub. And I'm going to keep going all the way around. I clean my scissors at the end. You watch the effect it gives in a minute when we start getting more and more cardstock onto this piece of paper. It's just wonderful. So I've got a hat and I'm going to have my candles. So I'm going to have colour, and then I'm going to have metallic, colour, metallic, colour and metallic, and then colour, metallic, colour, metallic, colour, metallic. Do it that way. That's my preference for this one. So I'm going to add my glue just to the centre, all the way up to the edge, where I know my piece of paper is going. And then I'm just going to grab my bone folder, lay this down. I've got a little bit of wiggle space with this. So keep the same distance and just give that a good press down. Beautiful. So you've got that score line there, and you've got that score line there. And then just simply flip it over. And if you want indents, you could do it in this side as well. You don't have to have them raised. You could have them pressed in. But everyone needs a little information video like this, just to show what we can do with these little bits of paper. And we can turn it into something absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to continue with this one and have that little bit of green in the middle of my metallics on that one. I'm going to fill this one all the way in because this is going in the centre. I'm going to turn my balloon round, face it that way. And I'm going to just leave a tiny little gap, the same distance as what I've got in between my papers. Just going to lift that up to the light. Look, see, I've got the same distance there as I have down there. And if not, I've got a little tiny bit of wiggle space just to get it looking nice. So we're going to have the stripe. Going to continue with that bit of the stripe. So I'm going to roughly put glue up to there. But you can use dimensionals even and have some of these floating on dimensionals. It's entirely up to you. Again, same distance. Same distance between the top and the bottom. Get that a miniature rub. And then we can pick that up. See? Perfect on the glue. This piece I'm going to save. Mr. Boy's going wild down there, bless him. Because that piece can then be added to there if we come to that piece. So that's going to stay there. Oh, I've got a bit of it. I've got a bit of an earache. So I'm going to choose now to use this beautiful stripe along there. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. So again, I'm going to add my glue in the centre. Knowing I've got a gap either side. And when I press it with the bone folder, it will ooze out and fill the sides in. I'm just going to keep cleaning off the nib with my finger. And then I'm going to add it to the... So, whoops. You certainly wouldn't want to waste any of this precious paper. It's beautiful, and we do pay a lot of money for them. I think 12 sheets, £13. It's just over a pound a sheet. piece can go. This piece I'm going to keep. This is why I'm trimming off, because I don't want that much waste. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. That could go there, that could be, well, no. We can do this where it follows on. You know, we could add that to that piece if it was cut properly. And yes, it was. Look at that. I'm not going to get no waste there. So we've got metallics, we want colour, we've got a bit of both. Metallics, colour, metallics, perfect. So I'm not even wasting that little piece there. I cut that perfectly. So this is going to get joined onto that piece there. So there's no trimming for me there. And I've still got my gap either side of my line. And we can continue with another piece of, I'm going to have, what have we got? Why not? We're going to have the lettering on this one. Perfect. I just know it's a little bit. Or you could put the adhesive strip through, you know, but I would then, personally, I would then have to do my score lines first. So leave a little gap either side. I'm going to lift this one up to show you. You're just leaving the smallest amount of a gap, you know, like here. Maybe I could have come a bit closer, but a tiny little gap, that's all. And if you've got any, just this does not dry sticky, and it dries without, and it dries clear, so just scrape what bits off. Save that little piece now, because you've still got some more numbers. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All these will probably make me, I'd say, with those little bits there and then there, I'd get 3, maybe 4 cards doing this style. And I wouldn't have wasted any of those little strips doing it. So that's that. I'm going to choose, let's see what the colours are here. We've got the cakes, and it's still giving that birthday theme away. So I'm going to add my glue. You could also just glue the whole piece and wonder whether it's going to stick over the sides. I'm just doing this so we don't waste as much glue either. But why not? This is why we buy these products, because we love them. And we want to make sure we're doing absolutely everything we can with the bits we've got. I'm just going to use my bone fold and just check. Yes, I've got a good distance between my score lines. In fact, I could come down just a touch. Perfect. Give that a rub. Absolutely beautiful. It's starting to look absolutely fabulous. So again, I can trim these off. Pop those. That's a little bit short now, but maybe it would, yes, it would still come in handy for a piece. Do you know what I mean? So, oh, not quite. Oh, no, not quite. So that one can go in the bin. But there is a limit to how much I will save. Oh, bless. So let's have a look. Look, we got a full strip here of all the metallic dots. And then we can, in fact, I'm going to shorten that piece to halfway. Because I want a piece there. And then I'm going to add candles. No, not candles on that one. We've got spots. Let's have a look at the long pieces. Maybe you can have some more of this beautiful gold. Oh yeah, beautiful. So this piece is going on first. I'm going to keep my finger over that corner because I know that's not going to get glued down. Just have some fun with it. You know, you're making beautiful cards at the end of the day, and I'm fetching it all the way up to there. I got my distance either side. I'm just going to give that a little smooch down. Any excess I'm just wiping off with my finger and snipping it off. It's looking absolutely amazing. I love it. I think I've done better on this one than I did on the last one. So that piece is going to get added onto there now. And that fits beautifully, so no waste on that one either. So I'm going to keep my finger over this corner this time. Just been to the opticians, get my new glasses on Monday, so yay! You might get some better cards out of me. I'm only messing. So again, leave a little gap in between each one. If you didn't want the lines in, you could really compress this down. I'm going to pull that out just a touch. That's it. Get my lines right. Beautiful. Just give that a nice... We'll get a little bit oozing out, don't worry, because at least you know there's no air bubbles getting under there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to trim that a little bit off. Like I say, you could keep them all dangling over the edges and trim them off with your trimmer at the end. I am going to trim this down actually, so when I add it to my piece of black, it gives me that nice little border all the way round. So this is the same size piece as the border, but it's going to be trimmed down. So I'm going to have some of this beautiful grey on there, and then we're going to pick another contrasting colour to go with. So let's have a look what we've got. I may even have the spots again. We'll get to that. It's your choice. Just have fun. I love these styles of cards. I love using up my scrap bits. At least that way I know I'm getting my money's worth. So gap, top and bottom, move it down, get it into place, and then just give it a nice little rub. Literally perfectly right on the corner there. You will get little sticky bits, don't worry. At the end of the day, only you know. But this dries non-sticky anyway, and once it's totally dry, nothing will stick. There's that beautiful grey colour. Smoothing out the gold. Absolutely fabulous. I'm loving this. Oh, itchy fingers. So we've... I'm going to add a little piece of this, because we're on the reverse now, because we've got the colour, metallic, and we've got metallic again, but we've got colour, metallics, and a mixture, metallics, colour, metallics, colour. So I'm going to add that piece on there. In fact, I've got a smaller piece here, and I'm going to just snip away that tiny little bit of green, just so it matches that and carries on. So again, just going to glue this bit. I was quite shocked actually. I pulled out the sentiment for this card, and do you know what? I'd never ever used it. It's the first time I've used that stamp set. I've got quite a few there that I've not used. So that's another good thing for me, was to be able to get something out that I've not used before and give that a lease of life as well. Perfect. So how long is that taking us really? It's not taking long. And how many bits have I used? Hardly any. I've still got all this left. I'm going to get easy 4 or 5 cards out of this little bundle of stuff here. And probably spend a day Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to add a bit of splash of colour this time. I'm going to add a full strip of the red. I put that on an angle. This probably is a little bit too long, but I want to make sure there's enough adhesive on there for it to stick down. And then across, there we go. And distance either side. Just keep them. I'm only rubbing I'm going to rub just the card bit itself so it doesn't stick down, and then away with the finger. My scissors are mucky, but I'll show you how to clean those in a second. So we've got that little bit. Oops, didn't go in the tip. And then we're going to chop this side off. Whoops, I'm knocking everything over. So we're down to our last little piece, and what metallic have we not got on there? We've only got a tiny bit of stripe. We've only got a tiny bit of dots. What have we got in here? There we go. I've got that small piece of stripe going on, just flattening that out. And that is going to go on there as my last piece. In fact, I'm going to turn that around. And I'm going to glue it right on there. Just perfectly. And I won't even have to trim up both sides, just the one. But we all need to use up our bits and bobs. None of us like throwing things. We all think we're frugal crafters, and sometimes we are and sometimes we're not. So I've got the tiniest little overhang on there, and it's literally minute, but I can see it. So I just take my snips and level it off. And there we go. Right, there's our card completely. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So, take your adhesive rubber. Just give it a few wipes down. Or you can get really down and dirty and get your WD-40 out, which is also an adhesive remover. Or just play around with your rubber. Turn it round. It takes seconds to do. By the time I'd have got my WD-40 out, pinched a cloth. Now to me, that is smooth. There's just a little bit on that tip there. That's as smooth as a baby's bum. And they're not sticking together. So they are cleaned and ready for the next job. Love this rubber. It does get a bit bitty. And then I'm just going to pop the lid on my glue for a moment. There's the stamp set, which is this blow out the candles. And I've used the happy birthday and the candle, which I thought was quite cute, but I'm not going to have it as tall this time. Love the happy birthday, and I've gone over with the Winker Stella on the candle. And my stripes were running this way. Doesn't really make any odds, you know. I've gone that way on that one, this way on that one. Love them. But if I got the Broadway birthday out, I could really go to town now and have. Let me just lift those up for a sec. But there's plenty there to make loads more cards. These would be fabulous in a pack of 5 with envelopes, cello bags, and a nice little designer box, and given to somebody as a friend, you know, so they can keep them in their little handbag, or you could use them on the note cards even. So that to me is not going to waste. I know, yeah, I keep dropping them all, don't I? Clumsy so-and-so. So I'm just going to stack them nice and neat. There's plenty there to get loads more cards out of them. So if you used the Broadway birthday, you could have the hooray, the wish, and the make-a-wish, and all these extras on there. You're never too old to make a wish. You're never too old to make a hooray. I'm joking. But they didn't have the words happy birthday in there. It says it's your birthday or let's celebrate you. And they weren't very big. You deserve it. Maybe that one. You could put that on the inside of the card. But you could go to town. You could die cut this big beautiful wish out in the black sparkly designers. Oh, let me have a look actually. Let's just have a nose. Or even silver. I wouldn't say silver, I'd say gold for this one, but I do have this black glitter cardstock I bought, and it's absolutely amazing. The only thing is, I've got to chop it down, so give me a second. I'm just going to cut this down to 5 7/8, so it's half a sheet of A4. And then I'm going to trim it down to 4 1/8, because I can get 4 pieces out of this one. You could even use glitter paper in strips to make that card. Really glam it up then and go to town on that. So they'll go back in my stash. Yeah, can you imagine strips of this running through your card and then gold and white? Oh, absolutely gorgeous. So give me 2 seconds. I've got to cut it out this way, otherwise it'll be in reverse. I'm just going to run that through the big my Gemini, and let's see what we get from that. I'm going to add a shim because it's detailed paper. Whoops. Would help Gaynor if you sandwiched it better. Have a look. Oh yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It came straight out. Look at that. Let me just move this out of the way. Look at that. Beautiful. You could use that on a card. Use the bit so it's just still there. But look at this now. I can add this on here and I can pick it up. Have it on dimensionals even. The W always gets cut out separate. And then the little dot there goes on as well. You don't have to, but you can. That is absolutely gorgeous. And with it having... Oh, it's a pity that's so close, because I could trim that. Oh, pity that's so close. I should have done it in the centre. That way we could have even had this as our background paper. Oh my word, that would look beautiful. Look at that. Shame just about that little spot there. But wouldn't that have looked gorgeous? Absolutely stunning. Oh bless, wait there now. Depending on how special that person you're sending the card to, cut the word wish out from the centre, trim it down to the right size, and then you can layer this up with that. Look how beautiful and sparkly that is. Absolutely beautiful. And then you could go ahead, make a wish, or you're never too old to make a wish. Beautiful. Just beautiful. I love it. So I'm not going to use this piece now because I've already got my cardstock set out. I am going to trim my card down. Then we're going to add dimensionals to this. Oh, see, now I am so wanting to use that black card now. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to take this down to, I'm going to trim from both sides. This is 3 7/8. So I'm going to take this side down to 3 3/4. And this side down to 3 5/8. So, I mean, we could have left the paper on. And then this one needs to be cut down from 5 5/8 to 5 3/8. So again, I'm going to trim both ends. We're going to have 3 5/8. Perfect. Now this is going to go on here beautifully. See, now I so want to use that black glitter paper, but I'm not going to today. I honestly not. I so want to, but so I'm going to adhere that down, and I'm going to use my double-sided tape for this. But look how wonderful this card is going to turn out to be. Whoops. And I've used my block as well. It helps me get rid of any air bubbles. Perfect. And I'm going to pop some on the sides, just so we can seal it all in. Absolutely loving this. This one I think has turned out a million times better than the first one I did. Because I did my scoring, I did it every 3/8 of an inch, thinking they were 1/4 inch strips, and some got hidden away, some you can see, some got hidden away, some you can't see. This one has turned out beautifully for me. Grab my pokey tool, grab my release paper, just remove that off the back. So, and then just going to grab these ones. That is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm having those hats and my balloons and everything running that way. I'm just going to place this on. Get myself a decent border all the way around. Give that a good rub from behind. I'm just going to remove that scrap now. Don't need that for the minute. Oops, I've got a little piece left there. So I'm going to flip these over. Oops. And we're going to get some mini dimensionals. I'm going to need to add the half ones. I've got a few there. I can cut some more down. Just grab your scissors, and I'm going to cut this long strip for a change, because I'll need quite a few. So I can just then start peeling these off and adding them in places. I'm going to add them like top bottom, in the middle maybe. One in the centre there, one at the bottom, and this one here. I'll have a little one on my letter I. Oh, it needs to cut down even further, so I'm going to put that there. grab my scissors again, and I'm just going to chop this one in half because it's so small. Fingers crossed. There it is. There's that little quarter dimensional. And it fits on there now perfectly. I'm going to remove the backing off this one straight away, otherwise, whoops. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. Just let's get some more added. So these are going to go on pretty quick now. So that's what I love about these mini dimensionals. They are so sweet and do the job perfectly. So I've got 2 more pieces. I'm going to definitely have one here. And I'm going to just pop that last one down there. Perfect. I know there's a little tiny half one on there, but I'm not that fussed. So right, down the bottom of my card, we're going to have the word wish. So let's add this back bit of the word first. Carefully pull off the back end. Just so we can line this up, we're going to have it about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. Nice and raised. You could have even added that to a piece of white cardstock. I don't want to take away from the scraps of paper from behind, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. And then we can place our eye after we got the word in there properly. So that is absolutely fabulous. And then this tiny little dot, take away the paper, and I'm just going to add that about there. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving it. So I'm not going to use the word happy birthday on this one. I'm going to use you're never too old to make a wish. Or make a wish. No, I'm going to go with this one. Where is it? You're never too... There it is. Again, I think I've only used this set once or twice. It's nice to be able to go out and revitalise stamp sets that you've not used for a while as well, because a lot of people asking me, why do we all use new stuff and then we forget about the old? And it's so true. So I've got a strip. Is that wide enough? Mine may be a little bit wider. Let's see now. Is that wider? It's not, definitely not long enough. Come on, Gaynor, you've got plenty of card in here. So that's a little bit wider. We can always trim this down. And I'm going to use my black permanent. And then I'm going to keep it close to the bottom, then that way I've only got to trim. Beautiful. Nice and dark. Look at that ink. It's beautifully dark. Wow, love it. Gotta get a cloth on there straight away. Let's get this off. Beautiful. Off, no problems. Fabulous. I can put that away in a moment. Let's just grab this. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to have them words just 3/4 of an inch. This is going to be. That is absolutely fabulous. And then I'm just going to pen at the end. Where am I? Or are we just going to... Yes, I think we will. Perfect. Grab some dimensionals for this one too. I'm going to use some of this strip on the side. Maybe 4 of those. Perfect. That way I can just take that backing strip all the way off. And then we're going to pop that just, I think, tucking it just behind the W, just a slightly little bit. That is absolutely fabulous. So now for my card base, which is just a thick base, 8 1/4, 5 7/8, scored and folded in the centre. I'm getting an expert at folding this paper now. Whoops. Get rid of the bits. And then we're going to add that to there. Isn't that just divine? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Use a bit more liquid glue for a bit more wiggle space. I tell you what, you can't beat these little fine tip nozzles and pins. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So nicely placed. Nice border all the way around. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pop a lid on. And you'll see the difference in a moment between the two cards. Amazing. Just going to move the stamp sets out of the way. What I've got now is, I think, there's my Sharpie. I think I've got some little black rhinestones in here. Oh, look at that. I've got some black and silver pearls. I'm just going to use the black ones. I've got all sorts of pearls in here. Love this tub. So, I'm just going to strategically place. I could have used one of them as a dot, couldn't I? But I'm not. I'm just going to have one here, one there, and then I'm going to stick one down here. There. Absolutely gorgeous. So, this has been made with scraps. Absolutely divine. And we've revitalised that stamp set and fetched it out of hiding. This is the one I did first, and I absolutely think that is outstanding. I love them both, but then you can stamp inside You Deserve It, or add some balloons, and maybe, it's entirely up to you, but I'm just going to leave that just like that, and then I'm going to leave you decide which one you like the best. Absolutely gorgeous. I love a thumbs up and a share if you don't mind. Like I say, another great way of using up your scraps. So, please press the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. I do a video every single day, and if you want to see what I make tomorrow, don't forget to press the little bell. That way YouTube will send you a notification and you'll never miss another video. So, till that next time, thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye.